or for Rise, excuse me, huge opportunity for them to push that game 5. It's going to be very necessary, and we're kicking it off with Scump, who picks up a kill right away, and that was going to be Looney, who got caught off guard as he went to the shacks.
Yeah, and obviously with all those SMG bans, I think Seth sort of found something that's comfortable with him. This Razorback probably has rapid fire equipped, but it's definitely, as you can see, something that he likes a bit more than that.
No rapid fire.
No rapid fire.
Long barrel, quick draw, and grip.
Wow. So that's very interesting, but it's obviously something he's much more comfortable with than that Kuda.
Yep, and
and Rise does have the flag out.
Okay, so who's going to be pulling that one? Crimsic's going to be there for that coverage. He has to get that kill.
And Rise is going to take an early lead.
Yeah, that's right. So they are going to get that cap, and that was going to be Classic, who just slid that one right in there.
Snuck on through that train yard and brought it back. So 1-0 lead for Rise, and he's 175 points from getting his first score streak, which I believe that is the Dart. So he's going to need a few more kills to earn that Hellstorm and Lightning Strike.
Yep, but very realistic, especially if he covers this lane with the M8. Now, that's the thing, right? One thing I want to point out, the Elo site, kind of hard to see sometimes on this map because of the different colors here. And there you go, another kill. He's going to be 75 points away from accruing his Dart. See if he can get it. He did identify that there's going to be a player around the corner, finds it.
And now only 75 points away from the rest of his streaks, and that's what you want because.
Oh, never mind.
And OpTic, honestly, getting a flag up, but Looney's right behind him. Can he make this stop? But there's another OpTic member right there, and Crimsix should be able to cap this and make it a 1-1 game.
Yep, with no problem whatsoever. Crimsix has control of it.
He's just
looking
making
around.
Sure. Yep.
And that's smart, right? You don't want to push out, uselessly there.
Because if he dies there,
that's it.
That's it. The return probably goes into the favor of Rise.
That's a potential counter cap, I should say. Look at that angle, though. Crimsix, not much he can really do with that as he continues to spam through the Granny's wall, though. Poor Granny. Good shot there. Crim looking for one inside of Granny's as well. Can he do this? No, not going to happen.
And Crimsix just looks so comfortable with that M8.
He does.
Yeah.
It's a different player. But I also got to say, Formal's coming into his own here in this matchup. I feel like we're watching my little Matty grow up here. He's starting to feel the beat, so to speak. You know, that's what I do in the club every day.
I can imagine.
I'm a jammer. I'm a mamma jammer.
Probably the best dancer in this venue right now.
You know what? Maybe. You know who will contend that point though? Ben, because he argues with everything I say, and he's a horrible human being.
I don't know.
That's why.
I don't know about that one. That's hard to argue.
So Crim does manage to find one, and let's see, anyone on streak right now? No, nobody. Did Classic use that Dart? So he really didn't get much with it. Didn't make much of an impact.
But I think that's just one of those score streaks you just sort of throw and try to get something out of it if you can. But he's playing very aggressive with this M8.
Which is what you expect out of him.
Yep.
He's an aggressive burst rifle player. He's been doing it throughout this entire series, and it's been working out very lovely for him. But unfortunately for him, can't do much as he gets dropped right in front of the house here.
And all of Rise sort of in their base, just making sure OpTic doesn't get like a sneak pull out.
Yeah.
So as you can see, Slacked, and I think it's Octane as well, just playing super slow with him. So.
Yeah, they're all just a man in the front there. Karma's going to pick up, actually, he kills his own teammate by mistake, so he picks up only one. Octane wrapping around, though, has to be cognizant of the player to the left of him. Can't quite do it as Karma's going to come out on top, but will fall immediately. Meanwhile, Crimsix in the middle of the map. He does have that scythe on his person, so we'll see if he's going to use this one. Currently 5-9. Still a very slow matchup between these two teams, and I think that may do, in fact, because of the of all the SMG bans that came out.
Obviously, you know, the Vesper, VMP, and Pharaoh have such a high impact that, you know, players without it, they have to sort of slow down and take time with their shots, and they're not going to be able to pick up 2 to 3 kills very, very quickly.
Oh man, look at that. Crimsix, so he is going to get the assist, does manage to pick up the kill, looking for the player. He can shoot the feet too, but he does not do that as he gets picked up from behind. Scump, though, wrapping around off spawn. I love that. He doesn't just run straight ahead. He actually wraps back over. That's what you're supposed to do in CTF, people. I'm so tired of seeing people.
Don't overextend.
Don't overextend. Stop pushing forward. This is your lane. This is where you run to get into the enemy side. And you all run to take advantage of that coverage that you can get, that added visibility. Scump with the win. He's going to get that, but with only 12 seconds left on the clock, it's more about holding them off than anything else, as this is pretty much going to be a GG on the first side. Tied game.
You know who everybody who overextends needs to spend a week with? Rambo.
Oh, he will
yell at you alive.
Like he would basically just demoralize your very existence as a human being.
Yes.
If you overextend.
Yes, at the wrong time.
I've heard him.
Yeah.
I've heard him before. I've heard stories too.
Uh-huh.
Gotta love Ray, man. We miss him. But you know what though? The thing about this particular map is because it's an M8 game.
Right. I think it's what, 3 assault rifles we're seeing, maybe 2.
Yeah, and you know, Looney is getting shut down here because he is an SMG player. And
Right.
the thing about it is, Looney knew that coming into this. He knew everyone was going to focus ban him on the Pharaoh because of his strength with it. So for Looney, I almost feel like, oh, there goes a Tempest there from Octane. Ends up capping one player, but he can't come out on top there as this man right here, Scump, another player who focuses very much on his SMG game.
And him and his teammate playing very aggressive on this side, but somebody did back up from Rise. I believe that's Classic who backed all the way up to defend this flag. And as you can see, just the pure map size that Fringe is, it's very hard to get a flag out.
Yeah, it's a tough map. It's a tough map, but it's challenging, and that's one of the reasons why I really enjoy it. Oh, Octane with one, looking for another player, but he can't quite do it as the Tempest will go down, but a player is going to go for that pole any second. Actually, I think he just got shut down. Finding one up top. Oh, my goodness, that RK5 with the burst.
That's the power of it.
Absolutely filthy.
And Octane had that Tempest pretty long. We saw him use that at the beginning of the round, and he picked someone off mid-street, and then he still had it when he came through this train yard.
That's right. He was doing some good work with that one. Looking over at Krim here, waiting to see if any player was going to push around, but no one just yet. And you're starting to see OpTic overextend on this one.
Yeah, and they're just trying to defend their base. Rise is making a really, really good push now, and somebody from OpTic, they're going to sneak up that train yard possibly. Actually, they're deciding to back up because Rise has pulled the flag out.
Yeah, they're going to have to figure something out now as OpTic pushes around, looking for this
all
player.
going to have to overextend to that train yard. And I believe somebody on Rise is set up for that, but Classic does take down Karma. Karma had, I believe it was a Tempest out. So yeah, it should be a cap for Rise, and that was a beautiful play by them. They just took their time, got control of that base, and they pulled it out through that barn.
Really, really well played there out of Rise. Let's see if they can continue this good time for them. Of course, we're about to hit that halfway point in this matchup. And let's actually jump over to Rise here. Anyone in particular that's been catching your... you know what? We got to go to Slack. He's currently on a five-kill spree here.
He does have full streaks.
75 points, and he gets his last... His
little tank.
His little tank. He gets Wally.
Yep. And something that... It's kind
there
of...
it is.
There it is. And it's something that's pretty effective. It just, like, wastes time, and it keeps that enemy team, like, to avoid that area that's in. He's just going to put it down right in the middle of the street.
Right in the middle of the map.
I love the way you call things down with that little laser pointer. It's so cool.
I know. I want to embed that into my skin. I think that'd be fantastic. That's the future, people. War Machine here for Classic as him and his teammate actually do have that flag. It is going to be Looney. Looney looking to make progress with this one. That War Machine's going to cause quite a few problems. Oh, right to the face as the Classic just decimates him with the War Machine. This is a potential cap, though. Huge win, maybe, but not going to happen.
OpTic got the flag out, so we're in a stalemate. Now, Rise Nation, I believe it's Slack, does have score streaks available. So he could be very aggressive with those.
Indeed he can.
And get that return to make it a 3-1 lead. But Karma picking up a 2-piece and slowing that push down.
Scump
Look how
has
defensive. Look how defensive people are playing on this Rise flag.
All
of them together.
Look at this pressure that's coming out of OpTic here. You got Crimsix who's lingering around, just waiting for the perfect opportunity to strike. But Slack, if I'm correct, he has not used his streaks yet. What is he waiting for?
Either to defend his flag carrier or for his teammates to make a push. If his teammates get near that enemy flag, he'll probably just call a Hellstorm and try to kill Seth and then get that return quickly.
All right, well, there's Wally patrolling around, you know, doing his job, doing what he needs to do, collecting garbage.
Yeah, and honestly, he's right around that flag carrier, which is really good for Rise. If you don't control it manually, it can obviously go wherever it wants to, which can kind of suck sometimes, but it's in an area that is very good for Rise.
And I just want to double check on Slack. Still has not used his
but
streaks.
he is
going to be right on him here. Finds Scump
and
right
this is going to be a return, and this is going to
be
3-1 in favor of Rise.
He's going to get it, and he gets the cap and the kill to boot.
He's making a relay.
Huge win here for them. Was that a shutdown? That was a shutdown. This
And
has
now,
been interesting.
we might be going to a Game 5.
We are definitely going to a Game 5, people. There's no way in heck OpTic Gaming is going to be able to cap 2 flags in a row here unless they had Overdrive, which was banned. So there you go.
And those SMG bans coming in very heavy for Rise, shutting down Scum.
Yep.
7 and 16. Obviously, a very AR-oriented map, so it's hard to get into certain positions that are powerful within a submachine gun, but usually you don't see performance like that from Seth.
And there you go, folks. We're going to Game 5. Your Map 4 winner will be Rise, and I have to say, what a series we've had so far. What a way to close this out. So glad it went all the way to the last map, man. This is great. I'm so happy. Just because the games are great. I'm sure OpTic isn't happy about it. Or
Gotta
Rise,
go map 5 because everybody's got to couch a little bit harder.
You just, you know what, man? Totino should hire you. I just want to point that out.
They down to couch hard.
They down to couch hard, baby?
Yeah.
Let's get it. Oh, man. Well, let's take a look at the scoreboard here. Who was the superstars in that game? Karma for OpTic did work, but Scump struggled at 7 and 17. On the other side, though, pretty much solid play.
Yep.
Looney did a good job on the objective front. Slacked and Classic did what they did as well. Not much really to break down there besides
just those aggressive ARs, especially from Classic. He seemed to always be in that OpTic base with that M8 just causing havoc, and then they were able to get a few fly caps out, and they just converted every single one.